A record deep snowpack and a whole lot of rain coming.
The snowpacks are saturated. It's like a wet sponge. So any water you put into it is going to come out.
Banff and Canmore brace for potential flooding. So what does it mean downstream for Calgary? Plus, remembering a happy, active Calgary teen.
She blossomed in soccer.
How her team is honoring her memory after her sudden death. And a province-wide day of protest.
It's just appalling what the UCP is doing.
Thousands rally in communities big and small against government policies.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight. A fire in a Beltline high-rise building late this afternoon forced evacuations as a thick column of smoke rose over the neighborhood. This is the view from a nearby building of the 15-story apartment complex. Fire and smoke are visible from the penthouse area, and sirens can be heard as first responders race to the scene. It happened around 4:30 this afternoon at 13th Avenue and 9th Street Southwest. Alicia Fieldberg is there, and Alicia, the roads are still shut down in that area.
Tara, all four directions of 9th Street and 13th Avenue are shut down because, as you can see, the area is packed with fire hoses, crews, and more than a dozen fire and police vehicles. Now, officials say that this fire came from inside a penthouse unit, which is 2 floors high. Now, they're investigating whether it may have started in the ceiling or on the roof, where orange flames were whipping. Crews are still putting out hot spots, and dozens of residents who had to flee their homes are waiting nearby. There are 72 units here, and the fire crews say the building was evacuated except for a few units where people with mobility issues sheltered in place.
If the fire is not in someone's unit, then they can safely shelter in place, particularly if they use mobility aids. So you have to use a wheelchair or a walker or something like that, and you can't get down the stairs safely, then you're better to stay in your suite, leave the door closed, use something like blankets or jackets to keep any smoke from coming in underneath the door. And that's the shelter in place. So close as many doors between you and the hazard.
Now, one person was taken to hospital with minor injuries they got while leaving the building. A firefighter is also being checked over for minor injuries they got while hauling equipment. And crews do expect the roads here to be shut down for several more hours. Tara?
Okay, Alicia, thank you. The towns of Banff and Canmore are on high alert tonight, watching the Bow River. This year's record snowfall is melting, and rain forecast this weekend could speed up that melt, potentially causing flooding. Kevin Fleming joins us from Cougar Creek in Canmore tonight. So, Kevin, what are you seeing and hearing from people there?
Tara, I spoke to a few people who live along this reinforced ravine, and they're confident that the mitigation work that was done after the 2013 flood will protect them and their property. Now, really what everybody wants to know is what's going to happen this weekend with rain in the forecast over top of a record high snowpack. And really, they're just going to have to wait and see and be prepared for whatever happens. The Bow River flows close to where Greg Bessick and his family live. They're taking a look at how much it's risen over the last few days.
I think we've lived here since 2014, and to me, it's been the highest that I've seen it.
Bessick says he's thinking of where to move his vehicle if the water continues to rise. Meanwhile, the town has taken proactive measures and laid out flood barriers.
Last night we decided just to get ahead of things and start laying things out. You'll note we haven't inflated them yet. We will do that if we have to later today based on all the other information that we're getting.
Kerry Martins is working closely with the town and Parks Canada to monitor the rising river to keep people in Banff safe. Roads and pathways near the river have been closed, and many people come by to get a look at the flow.
A lot of folks in Banff have been through this multiple times. We've had high water events before. This one could be a little bit higher than we've seen for the last number of years, but most people are just, happy that we're working at stuff and we're watching it and monitoring it.
At Bow Falls, the power of the river can be seen and felt as the water roars downstream while visitors record the moment.
Mother Nature's crazy.
the force of it, and you just can't stop it.
John Pomeroy is based in Canmore and monitors water year-round in the mountain parks. The data he and his team collect is used for research. He says this year produced a record snowfall in the mountain parks, and now warm weather is melting.
The snowpacks are saturated. It's like a wet sponge. So any water you put into it is going to come out, and the warm rain will also melt that snow. And with strong winds, then it will melt it even faster. So this is what we have to be on guard for.
Pomeroy has been watching the volume of water moving downstream in the Bow River.
For the Bow River at Banff, I'd had about 440 cubic meters per second in the peak in 2013, and it's already over 300 right now. So it wouldn't be difficult to push it into some exceptional territory.
People living along Cougar Creek were hit hard in 2013 when floodwater rushed through here. Stephen Lamb says he's confident that won't happen this year.
I'm counting on the engineers to know what they are doing, and they did spend $75 million, I think, building that big retention dam upstream of me. And based on the size of that dam and the plan, I feel pretty safe that it's going to protect us.
Now, RCMP are asking people to take care around the water. They say that that's because that shorelines and nearby pathways can be eroded without warning. And they're asking people to make sure children are safe, not let them be swimming or paddling at this time. And police are also saying that you have to be careful at higher elevations. That's because there's an increased risk of avalanches with all this melting snow. Tara?
Okay, Kevin, thank you. Now, Jacqueline Wilson is covering the potential impacts here in Calgary. So we're downstream. Are we expecting any flooding here?
No, Tara. So actually, according to the city, Calgary is only going to experience high stream flows, but experts are not forecasting any major overland flooding. However, they say there will be pathway closures, particularly at bridge underpasses like you see there, where they expect that water to pool. It's likely you've noticed those water flows along the elbow already. They were much higher over the last day, and that's because the city has been letting water out of the Glenmore Reservoir to prepare for any large flows that could happen in the coming days. The highest levels are expected on Monday and Tuesday because of that system dropping significant rain Saturday through Monday. Now, fire crews did respond to water rescue of a kayaker earlier today on the Bow. It was near Blackfoot Trail. Fellow kayakers actually were able to help the person out and they were uninjured. But since then, a high river flow advisory has been put in place and so that means no boating is allowed on the Bow and the Elbow.
The higher velocities can also pin rafters or boaters against infrastructure like bridge abutments. And so we're very thoughtful and careful about those components. So multiple components here, the potential for erosion, the additional turbidity that makes it hard to see, obstacles in the water or below the water surface, the cold water and the fast-moving nature of the water all create additional risks that we want to make sure Calgarians are aware of.
Now, those same safety precautions that Kevin just mentioned, they go for Calgarians too. So people should stay away from the riverbanks because of the fast-moving water can cause that erosion. And of course, make sure you are keeping your children and pets close by. Tara?
All good advice. Okay, Jackie, thank you. River levels in southwest Alberta continue to rise too ahead of this heavy rainfall. While the Oldman River in Lethbridge is currently flowing more than 4 times as fast as it was on Wednesday, the city of Lethbridge says flows are still within a normal range. The level of the river has also risen significantly over the past few days to make room in the Oldman Reservoir for the surge of water that is expected. The city is continuing to monitor the river levels and says there's no concern of the river flooding.
While it does look a little bit higher than normal and that we're used to seeing it over the last few years especially, the flows are within that normal range, well within that normal range. And so Environment Canada as well as the Alberta stream flows advisories, there's nothing been posted on those yet. And so there are no high stream flow advisories in place for Lethbridge on the Oldman River.
A flood watch has been issued for BC's East Kootenays, with rivers there already experiencing high stream flow advisories. So it is a beautiful night out there, but we know things are changing. Danielle, you've got your eye on all the models. So how much rain do you think we're going to get this weekend?
Well, I'm going to start with giving you the high estimation and what we can expect in many communities. And I'll give you some numbers here. And keep in mind, The heaviest rain is expected Saturday night through early Tuesday. So when we look at that time span, this is a lot of rain in a short amount of time, which can lead to some localized flooding because this is going to be very heavy at some points. So for the Calgary area, anywhere from 40 to 60 millimeters of rain is possible. And all along QE2, Highway 2 and off to the west, anywhere from 60 to 90 millimeters. When we look at one of the bullseye areas here, it looks to be around Lethbridge and further to the southwest, where we could get 70 to 90 in some localized areas. Over 90 millimeters is possible. And when you look at the southeast corner, 40 to 60 millimeters. This is a lot of rain, again, in a short amount of time. And this is why there is a special weather statement in place. But again, the heaviest rain not kicking in till Saturday night. Saturday in many communities will actually be quite nice. We'll talk more about the full forecast coming up. All right, don't miss the Home Lottery Mountain Edition VIP deadline. Buy your tickets before midnight tonight, and you are in to win this BMW Roadster VIP prize or take $100,000 cash. Buy now at calgarymountainhomelottery.com.
A landslide closed down the Trans-Canada Highway between Golden and Revelstoke for several hours today. It happened early this morning and led to the highway being closed in both directions while crews worked to clear it out. The stretch of highway is known for rock slides that can sometimes lead to shutdowns. As of mid-afternoon, one lane was reopened in each direction and restrictions were finally lifted after about 4 o'clock. Authorities say there could still be delays due to congestion, though. The case of two men charged with robbing and murdering a man along a road near Strathmore nearly 2 years ago is now before a jury. Elijah Strawberry and Arthur Penner are charged with fatally shooting Colin Huff on August 6, 2024. Penner was arrested in Edmonton 5 days later. Strawberry was arrested on the O'Cheese First Nation on September 12th. Both men pled not guilty to second-degree murder and 2 armed robberies related to 2 shootings along a rural road. The Crown says the evidence indicates nobody other than Strawberry and Penner could be responsible. The defense did not call any witnesses, saying there is a lack of evidence proving the identity of the shooters. Police need your help to identify a man believed to be involved in an indecent act near a Northeast playground. Police have released several composite sketches. The man is between 70 and 80 years old, about 5'6", medium build. He was wearing black headphones. The incident happened December 12th of last year in a playground in the Northeast community of Whitehorn. Police say a man may have been recording children with a smartphone when people approached him and he left. If you have any information about this incident, you are asked to call police or Crime Stoppers.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Thousands of people took part in a province-wide day of action to protest the Alberta government. The Fight Back Now campaign says its goal is to show the Danielle Smith government that voters have had enough and they're ready to act. Tim Brooke joins us, and Tim, events are happening right across Alberta.
Yes, Tara, in total we'll see about 20 different events like the one behind me across 15 communities in our province today. The large majority of them organized by the Alberta Federation of Labour, but we do want to note tonight there are a couple other smaller events that have popped up that say they're just being organized by regular Albertans who have had enough. Thousands of Albertans on a day of action pushing back against the Premier and the UCP government.
Oh, I had enough for sure, and I don't know about the other Albertans, but these people here definitely had enough. This is nonsense.
Unlike previous years, Friday's events weren't necessarily focused in on one issue.
Danielle Smith is throwing out the independent electoral map.
The pension, the police force, the bleeding municipalities.
Water, not coal! Just the incompetence. I have 30 years working in government and a master's in public administration. I've never seen anything like this.
In Calgary, the largest event happened outside of Mickey Amory's constituency office. Protesters claim he hasn't responded to dozens of calls and emails.
This is not the government that we asked for, and they weren't elected to do any of this.
You have to take action. And, we have to stand up and we got to bite, apathy in the butt.
In Edmonton, voters marched downtown.
We're changing Alberta. one demonstrator at a time, and we had thousands of them here today. So this is a wave of change, and the separatists and Daniel Smith and the UCP better look out.
The provincial government denied an interview request, but the Jobs Ministry sent a statement saying our government is continually responding to the issues on the minds of Albertans. It also took a shot at the day's organizer, saying while the AFL leader is focused on political stunts, our government will continue its work to keep Alberta the best place to live, work, and raise a family. Labour experts wonder if pressure like this can lead to change.
This sort of sustained kind of across the province, large numbers is not something we see very often. These kinds of actions are important for the Labour movement because it's about demonstrating to the public and to the government that Labour has the capacity to organize.
So as you saw there, a couple events in our city today during the afternoon. The biggest one in our city, though, happening just over my shoulder right now, running this evening in Riley Park. The Calgary Rise Up for Rights event started about 45 minutes ago. And those here tell us it's a gathering of educators, human rights groups, environmentalists, and labor, gender, and healthcare workers. Tara, they're hoping rallies like this one will get more Calgarians involved and organized ahead of October's referenda.
Okay, Tim Brooke reporting. Tim, thank you. Elections Alberta tells us it will need at least 60,000 Albertans to work as elections officers for this fall's referendum. It says a highly anticipated voter turnout and a requirement to count all those ballots within 48 hours requires the higher number than usual. The agency says all positions are paid and most are open to people 16 and older who pass a criminal record check. Hiring starts on June 8th. As for the October 19th referendum, it will run much like a provincial election with mail-in, special and advance voting ahead of voting day. The 10 questions will all be on separate ballots, starting with the question asking Albertans whether to stay in Canada or hold a second binding vote on separation later. A Calgary teen is being remembered this weekend. We'll tell you how her soccer team is celebrating her legacy after she died suddenly post-game. And later, a catastrophic launch failure for Blue Origin. No one was injured, but this rocket explosion will be very costly. The parents of a 16-year-old girl who died suddenly after playing in a soccer game in Calgary are expressing their thanks to the soccer community for their support. Efforts are underway to establish a scholarship in Sarah Cowie's name to help other athletes achieve their dreams. Sean Fournette has more on the legacy that Sarah leaves behind.
Sarah Cowie loved soccer. She took up the sport after the pandemic and played with Calgary Rangers and the New Frontier Club.
She loved her team. She loved her coach. She loved being part of New Frontier, and you could see that every single day, every single time she grabbed her soccer bag or put on her cleats.
After a game on May 16th, Sarah felt dizzy, had trouble breathing, and thought there may be a problem with her inhaler. But she told her parents she was feeling fine and they went for ice cream to celebrate. Later, at home, she went to shower and her parents found her unconscious in the bathroom.
We immediately began, the
chest compressions with
CPR.
We're both trained first aiders, so we started that immediately. I was on the phone with 911.
Despite their efforts and those of firefighters and EMS, Sarah died. She was only 16. The medical examiner told her parents there are signs she had an enlarged heart and experienced a sudden cardiac arrest.
They have to do some genetic testing before they can confirm that. So right now this is just their understanding of what took place. But there was no signs of any other things that could have led to this situation.
Sarah also enjoyed ballet, taekwondo, and art. The Ernest Manning student excelled in school and wanted to be an engineer. New Frontier Soccer is fundraising to establish a scholarship. Club president Ross Quinton says the intention is to create something lasting that reflects who Sarah was, her love for soccer, her kindness, her work ethic, and the sense of belonging she found within the game and our club community.
They've been truly amazing with how supportive they've been. their kindness, their compassion, just
and not just the club, like the girls on Sarah's team,
Sarah's teammates, her coaches,
the family, the coaches.
Sarah's mom and dad advise other parents to learn as much as possible about family medical history and to appreciate everyday moments with their kids. Sean Frenette, CTV News, Calgary.
Sarah's soccer friends attending her celebration of life this Sunday are being asked to wear their jerseys or wear blue. That was Sarah's favorite color. A link to the scholarship fundraiser is on our website. Today is the 3rd anniversary of the death of Levin Fox. He was shot and killed by police in 2023. Friends and family walked along Memorial Drive to the 4th Avenue flyover. That's the spot where Fox was killed. He was the passenger in a vehicle that was involved in a slow-speed pursuit. His family says the aim of this walk is to bring awareness to what happened, saying he was not armed and he didn't need to die.
Calgary City Police need to revisit their threat assessment and have better cultural awareness. It has to be ongoing. Cultural awareness has to be ongoing. It can't be just a one-off. And we talk about reconciliation, reconciliation, the word is so overused until you put action into making change happen.
The driver of the vehicle, Wesley Davidson, was also killed. The ACERT investigation recommended charges. Constable Craig Stothard faces 2 counts of second-degree murder. His preliminary hearing begins August 10th.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
All right, let's bring Danielle back in as we look ahead to this big rain event we're having. It doesn't really start till tomorrow night, so you've got tomorrow to kind of work around the house, make sure your downspouts are down, your gutters are clear, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, storm drains are clear. Let's get ready for this because you want all of this rain to stay outside and not move into your house. When we are looking at rainfall that could be this heavy, this is something where you take those extra precautions, absolutely. And as Tara said, she's correct. You have much of the day tomorrow in the city anyway to do it and get prepared. All right, 27 degrees. We still have the heat. Today has been a sunny, hot one. 27 for Calgary, 29 for Brooks, 31 for Medicine Hat, 26 in Lethbridge right now. Heat warning still in place, but again, these will end tonight because temperatures are going to basically be plummeting as we head through the weekend. All right, let's pop out those heat warnings, and this is the special weather statement in place. It's in place for much of central Alberta as well, and as you can see, all of southern Alberta, and that's because a lot of rain is in the forecast, with the core of it being Saturday night through Monday, but also carrying into Tuesday. This is a look at the higher end amount of rain, and I want to show you the higher ends because it's best to be prepared. If this system, though, shifts further off to the east, we'll get less upsloping, which basically means less pushed against the mountains, and we'll see a little less rainfall. So then you can take off about 10 to 15 millimeters from all of these totals. But when we're looking at the higher end, 40 to 60 millimeters possible in Calgary, 60 to 90 all along QE2, Highway 2, and areas off to the west. For this corner in the southwest, this looks like to be one of the bullseye areas. So 70 to 90 millimeters, but some localized areas could see 90 to 100 millimeters. And then off to the southeast corner, 40 to 60 millimeters of rain. Again, this is in a short amount of time. So you want that to not go into your household. Make sure your house is prepared for this. Okay, so let's move forward on this. And we already have the thunderstorms kicking in. And that's why some localized areas are going to see those heavier amounts because we have the thunderstorm activity that will add to this. All right, so thunderstorms in the far south. It's not going to kick into Calgary. It's going to die out in the far south. This is just the beginning of what's to come. We have this system that's going to be tracking up the Rockies and move its way on in. So here's a look at the thunderstorm activity for this evening. Again, localized in the far south. Then for tomorrow, a lot of cloud cover. Isolated showers possible. It will kick in the south end by about 10:30 at night and then start to move its way up. So let's advance this. 5 a.m. on Sunday, it starts to get more intense and start to head track to the north and really start to pummel Calgary as we get into Sunday morning. And then this will carry through Monday and Tuesday. For your next 24 hours, though, it's pretty stable. We have a small chance of a few showers throughout tomorrow. Much cooler for tomorrow with just a high of 15 degrees. Then we get into Sunday. Sunday, a high of 9. And you are looking at 25 to 30 millimeters of rain possible, another 15 to 20 possible through Monday, and another 1 to 5 carrying into Tuesday morning. Daytime highs in those single digits. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Don't miss the Home Lottery Mountain Edition VIP deadline. Buy your tickets before midnight tonight, and you are in to win the BMW Roadster VIP prize, or take $100,000 cash. Buy now at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
Just ahead, fuel prices are up, but there is more money pouring into the province's coffers. So is it time to give drivers a break with a fuel tax cut? We'll take a look. And more speculation that the U.S. is finally close to an agreement with Iran in the Persian Gulf. We'll have the latest on those negotiations. A peace agreement between the U.S. and Iran is now waiting for approval from President Donald Trump and Iran's supreme leader. Trump said he met in the Situation Room with his top advisors today. They went over a tentative agreement that would enable traffic to start moving in the Strait of Hormuz. The tentative deal is said to ensure Iran would never get a nuclear weapon and that any mines in the strait would be destroyed. It would also extend a ceasefire for another 60 days. After weeks of high oil prices, some are calling for the provincial government to remove its 13% gas tax. While it would provide immediate financial relief for Albertans, some believe in the long run, it's better to wait. Here's Amanda Anderson.
Gas and food and vehicle repair, stuff like that, it's, living from paycheck to paycheck, basically.
It doesn't matter what the price at the pumps is. Doug Mann has to fill his truck twice a week to get to work. He says not having the added 13% provincial tax on fuel would really help out.
So I'd be saving probably $70, $80 a week.
He's not alone.
I'd just be able to live, honestly.
We are hearing that whole affordability plea, and it's coming from real people, from working people. So we think it's the government's responsibility to provide tax relief.
As part of the Alberta Fuel Tax Relief Program, tax rates at the pumps are adjusted quarterly. If the average price of oil is at or above $90, the tax is suspended. Based on the regulations, the soonest Albertans could see a tax break would be July 1st. The CTF and NDP say the government needs to act now.
This is one thing that the government can do in very short order that has immediate impact on so many Albertans.
The former CEO of the Alberta Petroleum Marketing Commission believes it's best to wait. While Alberta may be making money, he says it's only a few months into the fiscal year and no one knows what oil prices will do the rest of the year.
So I think it's probably better just to keep the rules. Yes, it hurts everybody in the pocketbook, but we had a $9 billion deficit coming into this fiscal year, and it's better for us to make sure that this deficit is eliminated and we start to put some money in the bank with these higher prices because they may not last.
That's not fair to taxpayers. It's not fair to drivers. It's not their fault that the government couldn't balance the books.
Alberta's finance minister was not available for an interview. Even though Albertans may have to wait another month for relief, they're already thinking about how to use the savings.
Oh, big difference. I can eat steak then, not pork.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Canadian economy has slipped into a technical recession. That's according to new data from Statistics Canada. Economic growth stalled in the first quarter of this year, and real gross domestic product was slightly negative on an annualized basis. The agency mainly blames higher imports of gold and a weak month of March for Canada's resource extraction industries, such as mining, oil and gas, and forestry. Real GDP has now declined for 2 consecutive quarters, so it meets the definition of a technical recession. How brave are you when it comes to those rides on the Midway? Would you still be feeling cool if you were left hanging like these riders? Our trending videos are next. Rescue divers safely evacuated the first of 5 local villagers trapped in a cave for more than a week by floodwaters. Lao and Thai rescue workers posted the video on social media showing the first rescued villager, who appeared to be walking a little unsteadily. Divers found them on Wednesday and then began pumping water out of the flooded cave's passages to make the rescue easier. The trapped men were supplied with water, soft food, and foil blankets to stay warm. They reportedly entered the cave last week to look for valuable minerals, and then they were trapped by flash flooding that blocked their way out. Terrifying. Wow. Okay, well, here's some video for you. A mother moose who was separated from one of her calves got a helping hand. Valerie Johnston took this video from inside her vehicle. A mama moose with 2 calves stopped traffic in Prince George. Mama and baby number 1 crossed the road. The other little calf couldn't get over the concrete divider and was stuck there. So eventually somebody had to give it a hand, lifted it over, carried it over, had to get it off the highway. It's not advisable. I was reading up on this. You should avoid touching a baby moose.
Yeah.
But they felt that they needed to get it out of harm's way.
I guess,
Traffic was stuck. Yeah. It was stuck. They had to lift it up and get it over. I think I'd be on the
other side of that barrier just in case Mom came.
I know.
Yes.
I mean, Mom was waiting for it in the woods. Thrill seekers at an amusement park in Texas got a little more than they bargained for.
It's really crazy. I can't even imagine how this is going to play out.
Yeah, that's the chopper guy watching from safety how this is going to play out.
Oh, boy.
These guys were on the Iron Shark roller coaster in Galveston when it stopped right before the ride's peak, and firefighters had to rescue 8 people. The park says the ride malfunctioned during its initial climb, and then it stopped immediately. That's what it's designed to do, to keep everyone safe. But just imagine you're on that thing for 10 seconds.
Yeah, and you're upside down.
And then you're upside down and you're stuck there for a couple hours, probably.
I think this is right up there with bears, the fear of bears
for
and
you?
sharks.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Well, after seeing that, Danielle, you're not ever going to do that.
Yeah, don't think I would enjoy that either. Well, finding time to work out can be hard for many people, unless you can also do it in your office. These employees work at Fitness World Canada. They exercise in their office all the time. They use their desks and chairs. This is basically Pilates, what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
You're asking to wipe out and fall off that desk.
If I was doing that, I'd be on the floor.
Yes.
I'm out.
They do this all the time. They say it's actually part of the job. It's the best part of the job. Nearly 20 million viewers, people have watched this. Most of them concerned about their safety in the workplace. Because you really could fall and hurt yourself if you didn't know what you were doing. But these guys they work at a gym. They're all in good shape.
Right. We're not doing it in the newsroom on Monday, I can guarantee
we are. No, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Gosh, but that would be funny.
Well, excitement is building for the FIFA World Cup, but at what price? We're getting a better idea of just how much those games will cost. Those details are ahead.
All right, Skywatch weather camera, and yeah, it's a little breezy, but in the city, we're not doing so bad, and not doing so bad for the next 24 hours or so, and then rain will really kick in. So temperatures right now, 27 degrees in the city, 31 in Medicine Hat, 29 in Brooks, 32 in Drumheller. So still a lot of heat out there. Heat warnings still in place, but these will end tonight. And this is the big story to talk about for the weekend, a special weather statement in place. Keep in mind when you're looking at the rivers, not very minimal overland flooding expected, but when we add this amount of rain in such a short period of time, there will be some localized flooding in the city and in areas in southern and central Alberta in many of the usual spots. Water pooling on some roads and highways, so keep that in mind, especially as we head through Sunday. 40 to 60 millimeters of rain possible in Calgary. The timeline on this mainly for rainfall is Saturday night through Tuesday. 60 to 90 millimeters of rain down QE2, Highway 2 and areas off to the west, and in this little area here, the southwest corner, 90 plus millimeters could certainly fall. 40 to 60 off in the southeast corner. All right, let's quickly check out the system, and we're already kicking it off with some thunderstorm activity in the far south. This is just the beginning here. For Calgary, we'll be quiet as we go through the next 12 to 24 hours. Just a small chance of an isolated shower for tomorrow. 15 degrees is a high, so a lot cooler. The rain really does kick in tomorrow night. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. All right, don't miss the Home Lottery Mountain Edition VIP deadline. Buy your tickets before midnight tonight and you are in to win the BMW Roadster VIP prize or take $100,000 cash. Buy now at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
Firefighters are still on the scene of an apartment building fire in the Beltline. Smoke poured from a unit near the top of the 15-story building. One person received minor injuries during evacuation, and a firefighter received a minor injury while carrying equipment. Banff and Canmore are on high alert for potential flooding. They're watching the Bow River. In Calgary, officials expect high stream flows but not overland flooding. And thousands of people are protesting against the Alberta government in a day of action. Their concerns range from electoral boundary maps to education funding to the referendum. China's foreign affairs minister is in Ottawa today. It comes as Canada and China are talking about a shift in relations, with increased trade being the goal.
We are committed to growing this relationship responsibly, with a goal of increasing exports to China by 50% by 2030, while safeguarding Canada's economic and national security interests and values.
Wang Yi spoke of a relationship between the two nations that has turned around and is now growing and improving. The Prime Minister will head back to China for the second time in a year for the APEC summit. On the heels of a report claiming World Cup games in Toronto and Vancouver could cost a combined $1 billion, we now know that number is going up. BC released updated figures today showing Vancouver's costs climbing to more than $100 million per match. However, the province says projected revenues are also rising. CTV's Andrew Johnson reports critics claim that benefit is being a little overblown.
Hosting 7 World Cup games inside Vancouver's BC Place will cost more or less, depending how you look at the math. And the province says it's leading the tournament in transparency.
There's no jurisdiction that's hosting a World Cup right now that is releasing the detailed information that's being released by the province of British Columbia.
A year ago, it estimated FIFA could cost British Columbians up to $624 million. Today, the figure is $729 million, an increase of more than $100 million. But projected revenue and cost recovery estimates are also higher, projected at $478 million last year. Today, $615. The bottom line, the province says overall net hosting costs have dropped by more than $30 million and are now estimated at $114 million.
Thanks to disciplined planning, strong financial oversight, and higher projected revenues.
The biggest revenue generator so far has been a 2.5% tax on all visitors to Vancouver booking short-term accommodation that will remain in effect until 2030. Over the next 5 years, BC says it will score $1 billion more in spin-off tourism. Sports economist Moshe Lander believes the benefit is being overstated and the losses from tourists and locals avoiding the city during FIFA ignored.
I don't want to be around that chaos. I want to be able to enjoy Vancouver in all of its beauty where it's not overcrowded with soccer hooligans. So you know what? I'm going to Kelowna instead.
A final answer to the question of, is it all worth it? Likely won't come for years. It all starts in exactly 2 weeks when the home team will hit the field in Toronto for the first World Cup game ever held in Canada. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
A record turnout at Stampede Park for this year's 4-H on parade. More than 300 lambs were herded into the Nutrien Western Events Centre. 4-H members from 9 to 21 years old presented their lambs and demonstrated flock classes ranging from yearlings to mature sheep. The show was a big moment for 4-H members who've helped take care of the lambs for months.
Raising that lamb, taking care of it, feeding it, just being there for those lambs and just kind of like, showing that connection to those lambs and just kind of making sure, working with the lambs and making sure that they're all nice and healthy and ready to show.
The 18 herds entered to compete were the most ever in the show's 50-year history. The Stamps are up in Edmonton tonight for a preseason game. For some Stamps trying to make the cut, it is the last chance to make a good impression on the coaches. Glenn has that next. A spectacular failure to launch this morning in Florida. A Blue Origin rocket exploded into a massive fireball during a test. No one was injured. It is a setback for the aerospace company owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos after NASA announced on Tuesday that Blue Origin had won a contract connected to the construction of a $20 billion moon base. The Calgary Stampeders get their final tune-up before the regular season tonight. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, the Stamps play their second and final preseason game.
Tara, the Stamps in Edmonton to play the Elks in Clark Stadium. And a bit of a surprise, many of the veterans will sit this one out. Obviously, Dave Dickinson and his staff know what they have in their veterans, and they're going to give them some rest before the opening of the regular season at home against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on June the 5th. Tonight's game is a big one for those who are pushing for jobs. This is what the head coach is expecting from his team tonight.
I just told him, we've got ourselves a challenge. Every time you're on the field, that's kind of your resume. That's who you are. You play our brand of football and let the score kind of take care of itself.
And they'll kick things off in just a few minutes' time up in Edmonton between the Stamps and the Elks. Calgary FC will renew its rivalry with Forge FC this weekend. Those two teams face each other on Sunday in Hamilton, and there's no doubt this is the best rivalry in the Canadian Premier League. Seems something always happens when these two teams meet. The two teams faced each other at the beginning of the season, battled to a scoreless draw. Calgary goes into the game in first place in the standings with 5 wins and 2 draws for 17 points. Forge is right on their heels with 16 points. They have 5 wins, a loss, and a draw. Should make for another epic battle.
It's definitely one of the easier ones in the year to get up fourth. There's no question marks on if the boys are going to need some inspirational speech beforehand. I think we all know the job and the opportunity that's ahead, right? Separation between us and Forge is always welcome, and that's what we're fighting for this weekend.
And now you can't get too far into it, but what you've got is 2 clubs with history, 2 clubs with quality, and things to change it. So I do enjoy these games because it tests us as a coaching staff. It tests the players to be at their best. There's no easy game in this league by any means, but these are always the more special ones.
A bit of a strange schedule because this is Calgary's second trip to Hamilton. Kickoff for Sunday's game, 2 o'clock Calgary time. Well, it's been a tough start to the year for Calgary Surge. They were 0-3 heading into last night's game against the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Pick it up, Surge up 102-98. Devontae Brown goes in for the layup, and the Surge just 2 points away from the target score of 106, but this is what makes the CEBL so exciting. Shooting Stars down 104-103 when Miles Powell dials up long distance, and the Shooting Stars steal the victory away from the Surge, who are now 0-4 to start the season. Surge will take on Edmonton Stingers in Red Deer. Battle of Alberta, CEBL style. So, yeah, that's a tough one for them. Stanley Cup playoffs, not good for the Montreal Canadiens. 3-0 now for Carolina in the first period of play.
Oh, dear. Okay. Well, we'll give Danielle last word here because there is a lot of weather coming our way.
There is, yeah. And, typically coming off a hot, dry stretch like what we're coming off of, you want a little bit of rain. A little bit of rain, but this is going to be too much too fast for many communities. Calgary has that risk included. So tomorrow should be mainly cloudy. Tomorrow night is when the rain really kicks in. So we may see some isolated showers during the day tomorrow, but it's Saturday night through Sunday, Monday, and parts of Tuesday. Even just Sunday alone, 25 to 30 millimeters possible, and another 15 to 20 possible on Monday, and daytime highs in the single digits. So be prepared for some cooler weather coming up here. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Thanks to Melnick for sharing this sunset pic.
Lovely shot. Thank you for your company tonight. For breaking news all weekend, go to our website.